Well, hey there team, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Dungeon of the Endless. So this is right out of left field. It's not necessarily on special or sale or anything like that. Just so happens one of my friends was playing one of the Endless series games on Steam, and we were talking, and I thought, oh, I've played Dungeons of the Endless way back in the day when it came out. I remember it being good. Let's go back to it. So I was playing some last night, and I thought, yes, let's feature it on the channel. So there's a little bit of a background going on, right? So this is developed by Amplitude Studios, under the publisher Sega. They have this weird little series called the Endless series of games. Ones that people might be familiar with are this, probably to a lesser extent, but there's also Endless Legend, which is what my friend was playing, which is like a Civilization style game, but heavy high fantasy, elves, orcs, dwarves, all that sort of stuff. It's kind of cool. And the other one is Endless Space. And I think there was an Endless Space 2 that may have came out as well. I've been out of touch with all this. And it's more 4X come Stellaris. Whereas this is more of a roguelite dungeon crawler co-op experience, closer to maybe a Risk of Rain, but at a slower pace. So they're all wildly different genres. Endless Dungeon is slated to come out, which I can only assume is a pseudo-reimagining or sequel to this. There was a visual novel thing for April Fools that's in the universe as well. So this is just some wild stuff. The only thing that really ties them together is like sort of common currencies, like dust and science and industry, I believe. Dust is the big one. That seems to be the sort of money that you use. And I suppose it's all kind of time-related, endless, something like that. Let this little cinematic run. So it's from 2014, so it's not exactly new, almost a decade old. But it still holds up, man. It's very unique. It's very cool. They've also released some other stuff. I believe Humankind, I believe, it took some learnings from a lot of their Endless games, like namely Endless Legend. Right? But I don't believe that's under the Endless series. So Humankind was a little bit of stray from the path. And that got some big hype as Sega's response to Civ games, right? And got mixed feedback. Maybe we'll go back and cover that again as well. Okay, so you start off with two heroes. You can see I've got a few locked. And then we've kind of got some gimmick heroes down here in the form of the... what are they called? The Team Fortress Classic dudes. I have to wonder, they weren't like that at launch. I think it's some sort of promotion or something like that. How do I set them back to random? No? Oh, hang on, I can just click on them again. Cool. We'll just go with random. You also got your starting sort of vessel, right? We can unlock a bunch of these, which is kind of cool. Oh look, it's a two-player only sort of thing. But you can play multiplayer with the boys, so I suppose if you unlock this, you need to fulfill one of these achievements. Win the game with the infirmary pod. Never have a hero killed in a winning game. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Well, so there's a bit going on. Oh, look, that's a single hero start. So I'm not... Oh, well, how many bloody ships are there? There's a few, apparently. We've got two easy, and maybe there's more, but even easy is tough, right? So we're just going to go with random. We're going to start with this. No particular gameplay bonuses. Can we see heroes have many more health points, cost of healing reduced, no auto heal at the end of turn. Okay, right, okay, cool. So this is just your dollar store ship that does the job. So what happens, your escape pod, your ship got shot down, you saw that in the opening cinematic, and then now your little escape pod crashes. I believe it smashes into the underground, so it's like a bazillion floors deep now in the dungeon, and your whole job is to get out. You're going to go level by level by level trying to escape, and you want to get this out, this ship core, right? But it's not so easily done. So let's have a look. We've got our characters, and if you right-click on them, you've got your little stat sheet. Level up 15. Oh, she seems to level up cheaper. What's this? Bad company. Self. Attack power plus if she's alone. Heroes in room defense. Oh, so she doesn't play well with others. And you can recruit heroes as you go through the dungeon, that sort of thing. And you pay with this food statistic up here. Food is used for healing, but also to level up. They get a free heal at the end of combat. It plays out in sort of turn and sort of turn based. And then we've got this bloke here, you can see, pack of dogs. Attack power when their mates are nearby. So he plays nice, honestly. Endless Expert earns a bit more science. We've got equipment slots, we've got base stats, You can get right into all that sort of thing. Essentially, I don't believe you can click drag them, but if you press 1 or 2 or tilde, you can select everyone. Down here is how you construct. I'm not going to talk about that just yet. What we're going to do is just open the first door. You just right click on it and you sort of let them go in and they auto battle if there's a battle to be had. Looks like we're okay. Now, you've got dust allocation up here. And these little blips are a good visualization of how many rooms you can light. If I middle mouse click on this room, you can see that we've committed 10 dust and this room is now lit up. And from that, we have major and minor build points. On the major build points, we can create generators, which is how you make more income. So industry is probably a good one because industry doesn't really do anything other than is a building block, right? Science is used for all sorts like research if you find research nodes. And then we talked about the food for leveling up, right? So industry is an enabler, right? You also have these minor things. However, the only one you start with is a prisoner prod. And this is essentially a little tower, right? We can plonk one down here. Or you can even just click on the room and it will auto-allocate it to a slot, right? And so he'll just do his own thing if monsters rock up, right? And then you can mouse wheel out, and this is sort of the map as it goes. So what we're trying to do is find the exit, and every time you open a door, you get an income tick, right? Also, we bought that industry generator for, what was it, 20? And now you can see that it's 25 for all. They all scale together. Anyway, a lot to take in. I think you can just sort of move your little... Oh, you can't actually move them around at all. You can only move them between rooms. That's it, right? Okay. Well, what if we put bloody Shaz, who doesn't like hanging out with people, we'll just send her in on her own. You can see, there we go, we generated all this income. We'll let her fight. See how she's losing a bit of health up here? But once the wave's cleared, just gets a full reset on heals. Alright? We've got enough dust to light this up, and so we shall. Can't afford any new generators. I suppose we could build some prods, sure. She will level up, actually, because she levels up on the cheap. Bang. You can see hovering over it, it's saying that we'll get an active skill, but at the moment, all we did was just get some statistical increments. Cool? Now, there's some real nuance to this, because we're going to run out of dust probably quicker than we're going to gain it. And now we've got some branching sort of things going on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push her along and get the next room. And these rooms can have shops, new characters to unlock. See how this one, that gave us dust, but it's also powered by a mysterious force. So that's actually really handy that we're getting a free power thing. Now, if I were to put a generator in this room, and then I turned the power off here, I believe it'll turn the power off to that one. Could be a good test, actually, though we can't afford it just yet. I'm going to send old mate off to this one. Okay, well, we got a bit of a dead end here. But you see how enemies generate. We'll back up so we can give this prison prod a go to help. And the different monsters have different behaviors. That diamond one is just going to rush like traditional tower defense. It's going to ignore everything and go for this. Whereas you've got ones that attack your dudes. You've got ones that will attack generators. So sometimes they ignore a lit room and go straight through it. Anyway, we could light that. But if we left it unlit and opened one of these doors, say, it might even be worth doing that just to show it off. So let's open the door with her. There is a fair chance that we get monsters spawn here and that we get monsters spawn there. Okay, so that's clear. And, okay, it didn't. So there's a chance in the background. So you're starting to see the rhythm. It's unusual, but it's really clever in that the more unlit rooms that you have, the more dice rolls that you're going to spawn monsters, and they all roll independently as well. So if you've got 5 different unlit rooms, there's a very small chance none of them will spawn, but there is a not unreasonable chance that they will all spawn. And then it starts to get very overwhelming. And then you start thinking about, well, okay, do I want baddies coming from here? Or say you have to have 4 blackout rooms. Do you want them all coming down one area? Or do you want them all coming down different places so you can have a staggered bottleneck? So, there's a lot to think about. Anyway. Well, for the moment, this is all kind of under control here, right? This map's fairly favourable. So we're going to send old mate up to here. We're going to turn that on, and we're going to get Sharon to right-click on this. And here is how we do research. which enables us to have more small structures, right? Bioorganic transference. What do you do? Each kill heals up to 100 hit points distributed to heroes in the room. Oh yeah, that sounds pretty cool. So what that's now doing is researching. You can see it's got a little, not fantastically clear animation. Time left 3. The game's not great at telegraphing when that happens, other than it will all of a sudden appear down in this menu, and you'll get a little text spit out saying that we're all done. Okay, cool. Let's consider getting some more industry. How are we going so far? We're doing all right. Probably there's opportunity here with the science, I would say. So how about we get a science creator down there. Now we're up to 7 ticks per turn. Let's put this guy in this room. Okay, we got a chest. T-shirt added to inventory. Okay, well this works out well. We right click on them. They both have different inventory slots. He's got the pistol, the armor, and a wrench, whatever you want to call it, utility. See, she only takes armor and wrench. And there's different types of guns, there's swords, that sort of stuff. So certain inventory won't work with certain dudes. Now the t-shirt gives you what? Increased defense but reduced speed. Well, who's got the lowest defense? She's got 18 and he's got 11. Wow, he's very glass. So we're just going to give him the t-shirt. Off we go. Now, we actually have a blacked out room that I can't dust at the moment, right? I'm at dust maximum. I click on this, nothing's happening, right? So what we're probably going to do is we'll put a prod in this room. See how one goes. And then we'll take Shaz and we will open up this door. And we'll leave him back here to protect against the wave that might come from here. There you go, so she's fighting off that. Here you go, there's the visual that they're coming in. So then you can see you start getting like, I have to spin a few plates here. You have to think about the different dudes and what they're up to. Still not enough dust, so now we've got 2 dead ends that we have to think about. Now he actually got sort of tumbled there a little bit. So what if we build a bunch of prods? You know, let's not mess around. You can hold shift and just click, click, click and fill the room up. It's interesting that debuff over her head when she's in a room with a dude. Let's go out this way. And we'll leave him behind, keep them split. And all you do is just let her fight, but you watch your health bar, right? If it starts becoming unmanageable, you pull her back. Can we light this? We can't. Okay, so now it's starting to get a bit wild. Well, there we go. We've got the bioorganic transference. Each kill heals up to 100 HP. So what we might do is, I believe if you destroy one of these, you don't get a refund. It's just gone, right? So you got to think about these purchases carefully. Let's put a transference in that room, right? And you know what? Let's put one in this room as well. And we'll put a prod here. Now, am I going too hard? You know, am I buying too many items to level up? Maybe, who knows? The thing about industry is it's not strictly persistent. It's just for the floor. It's your industry. Hilariously, that's the correct term for it. It's just an enabler, a means to an end. Now, what we got here? We can't afford this. Hollow Hero, that's cool. Auto Dock Shards. Add 7 health regen in a room in the same room. Okay, Prisoner Prod 3. Build cost 3 industry. How about we buy that because presumably... Oh, what was that, the shop on the end? I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but it looks like it'll still be the same cost, but just a better version. So it's just an objective upgrade for the Prisoner Prod. So we can have her fall back to this room, potentially. You can hold off those 2. Got the Prisoner Prods for it. Yeah. So you see what I mean? Your cogs start to really turn. Now, she could level up again, but so could he. We'll put him to level 2. Now, he's got a bonus, right? Verbal abuse. Heroes in a room get increased attack power and defense. There's a cooldown on it, though. 3 turns, 3 door opens. So you have to really think about when you're going to do it, and you can see you can select it up there. Alright, let's open this one here. What do we got in here? Some dust. Dust is good. Let's fall back. Here we go. Now we're starting to get squeezed a bit. Alright, she seems to have that under control. There we go. Good. Prisoner Prod's researching. Got some dust. I mean, maybe we do this just to turn that avenue off whole cloth. And then let's investigate whatever it is that we found here. There we go. Bit of extra science. Nice. Where are we going now? We've still got a door down there. I guess he can hold this spot here. And we'll get her to go down there. Okay, a treasure chest, some dust. Nice. Fuzzy added to your inventory. So that's what you can see there. It's like a little submachine gun class, which I don't have for either of my dudes. Bit tragic, isn't it? Oh well. So it goes. Prisoner Prod's still level 1. Can't afford any things there. So this corridor is starting to get a bit dicey, alright? So's that one. I think we'll continue on with the current actions on. Alright, we're going to back her out to the transference room. I wonder if I can build during the fight. So what exactly is this thing doing? Each kill heals up to 100 hit points based on killed monster power distributed. Right. And how much is your actual HP? Do we know? 650. Oh, so it's not the biggest. It's not the biggest heal, but it's something. But that's kind of cool. You know, you've got these prods that, I don't know, maybe we would turn this room off and defend remotely without using heroes, right? You wouldn't want the biotransference because it's only really beneficial to a hero holding down a room. What I think we might do is actually turn that off and these on, right? And you can see some rooms have large slots, some do not. That should take the pressure off this back end a little bit. We could probably do some research. Suppressive Firebot. Adds 15% attack power to heroes in the same room. That's kind of cool. Kip Cannon. Attack power for each stocked science 1. Ooh. Neurostun module. Applies minus 30% speed to monsters in the same room. And then we've got this, larger upgrades. Powers a room without dust. That's so good. But 60 science, tragically. So then you got to think about that. Are we just going to upgrade the small things or whatever? Maybe we just wait. I wonder if we wait for another turn, will we have... No, see, you'd have to wait like 3 turns. Maybe I upgrade some of these smaller things. The Kip Cannon seems cool. Maximum attack power 100. Yeah, let's get that. Let's get that. That sounds pretty cool. Shenanigans, right? Alright, so you can hold there. See, we've got 3 in a row. Maybe it's worth breaking that up a little bit, actually. So if we turn that off, 1, 2 sort of staggered. And then we can power that. Just to take a little bit of pressure off. Oh, it's a great game. And you can buy. I recall playing it multiplayer back in the day, and it was pretty cool. Okay, so now we're getting a big clump come down. Out you get. Yeah, get out of there, lady. Even though we don't necessarily want them together. Alright, Kip Cannon's researching. I can buy a larger module. Honestly, probably science, like to sort of combo with what we're doing here. So let's get even more science. I've got some more dust. Again, I mean, I suppose I've got the capacity to bound forward a bit. I don't know. But that's the point, like it's all fairly flexy. So let's do that, right? So all this back end's covered. I can kind of move my heroes together, even though she debuffs. How much is her debuff? Heroes in room defense -10. And then she gets plus attack if alone. It's a bit tragic, isn't it? You know, we'll do this because we could probably do a staggered defense. I'll just roll with them together for now. Right, so here's the exit. That's promising. Now all the doors will open and unpowered rooms will just keep spewing enemies while you carry the crystal to the exit. So you have to designate a hero to walk the crystal all the way around. So it becomes this sort of escape. It's great. She's hurting. Fuck, get him out. Oh, this is dicey. So I'm using food to heal them instantaneously, but you can see it can get pretty overwhelming, and then when they die, they're bloody dead. They're dead as Julius Caesar. Okay, so let's have a think about this. We can't have any more turns because we've opened all the doors, so we're at limit now. I wonder how that means for research. Yeah, maybe it automatically finishes your final bit of research. I'm not 100% sure. There you go. So the prisoner prod costs 3 at 12 attack power. That's pretty wild. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is probably turn off this room. Let's get as clean a path there as we can. I've still got one more dust, and what I might do is do this, because they're going to start spawning early as well, right? And then what we could potentially... Oh, I don't know. Maximum attack power. Attack power for each stock size +1. So that's 30. That's not insignificant. But that's all my industry. Oops. And we'll put a prod there. And I guess we could put a prod there. Right. Let's rally the troops. Now, which one of them's faster? That's going to make a bit of a difference. Seems he's faster, so we'll probably get him to carry the crystal. I think that's the move. Here we go. Right. And off we go. And they will just keep coming until you get out, so you gotta go. I mean, he can still fight, I believe. Nope. This is getting a bit hectic. And then, oh, heroes ready, leave. bang. And there's a run. Well, not a run, there's a level. And look how many floors there are. Now, obviously, a lot of mechanics to unpack and explain if you have no idea what's going on. You can have up to 4 heroes at once, so you can recruit new blokes as you find them and dismiss them. There are shops where you can buy more guns and sell your stuff, research, but I think we covered everything broadly speaking. So yeah, okay, the levels can go a little while. Probably not as long as if you're someone like me just talking the leg off a chair the whole time. But I think you get the gist of it. So yeah, it's really, really cool. Like I said, I do recall enjoying playing it 10 years ago in multiplayer, but who knows? My position might be skewed or changed now. It works perfectly fine single player, right? I do worry about the turn-based nature and all that. Like it's closer to chess than actual punchy sort of real-time CSGO tactical combat, right? So I wonder, maybe if you had 4 dudes in a lobby, some guys might get neglected and left on the sideline, get a bit bored, start fidgeting. But that's my only sort of thought on that. Anyway, check it out. Chuck it on your wish list, get it when it's cheap, that sort of thing. Be aware of it. But yeah, a bit of a blast from the past, but it was on my mind, and so now it is on yours. Anyway, team, let me know what you think. I might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.